Happy Tuesday. I will start by saying Helen apologises profusely for not being here today. This is her most favourite thing to do out of her week, is jumping on the mentoring and the lunch and learns. But she is hobnobbing with Albanese up in Canberra today. And, well, I don't know if she's going to see him, but hopefully she'll get a glimpse. But our team is up there. Jay's up there as well with our Influencer Pluses doing our Canberra delegation. So we'll hear some good news stories about what's going on in Canberra today, which is exciting. But we get to host you. So this is Baxter. He's part of our membership team. So I'm Lisa, and I do operations and events. So it's great to have you here today. Should we get started?
Let's.
We have the amazing two lovely ladies on the call. We have Lisa Owen, who's here from Anytime Fitness, and also Rachel, I'm not going to attempt your surname, Cowrie, I think it's right. But it's lovely to have you both on the call today. And we're talking about one of my favourite topics, which is operational excellence. I just want to introduce Rachel before we get started. She's the National Performance Manager of Anytime Fitness Australia. With over a decade at Anytime Fitness, Rachel brings deep expertise in operational coaching, learning and development, and strategic execution. Her career has spanned roles including fitness coach, franchise consultant, and national learning and development manager. She's going to correct me. Is that wrong? No, we're good. Culminating in her current position as National Performance Manager. I think I love this next part even more. In this role, Rachel bridges data, people and processes to unlock performance at every level of the network. She's passionate about helping franchisees drive sustainable profitability through strategic alignment, team development, and operational excellence. Rachel's background combines business analysis, if I can speak properly, sales strategy, and hands-on experience in personal and group fitness. As a qualified TAE trainer with strong commercial acumen and tech-savvy mindset, she's known for turning insights into action and action into results. That is the best bio I think I've read. Well, definitely is the best one I've read all day.
First of all, can I just say that our communications manager may have helped with that one, and it sounds much better than how I feel about it all. So thank you, Lisa, for that lovely bio. It's amazing.
You're very welcome. But more importantly, what I've sensed already is that they're down to earth, amazing women in leadership, and we are grateful to have you on the call today. So over to you, ladies. Enjoy the session, everyone. Ask questions along the way. You can drop your questions in the chat as we go. You can unmute yourself and say, hey, I've got a question, Rachel. They're open for anything this day. So let's have fun. Go over to you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And thank you, FCA, for inviting us along. We love to mix with other like-minded people. So thank you very much. Muchly appreciated. I'm just going to grab I don't think our slides have come up, have they? That's okay.
I think they bumped you off.
They bumped me off. That's fine.
There we go. You're good.
As Lisa said, please do stop us at any time. We'd love this to be more of a conversation than a presentation. We do love people. Lisa and I love talking to new people as well. So it'd be fabulous if you could ask some questions. So, yes, operational excellence, the foundation of our member experience. Oh, those words, seriously, already we're off. So what I thought we'd do first of all is give you a little bit of background on the company itself and where it started. So our founders are Justin McDonald on the left and his sister Jacinta McDonald in the middle, and Richard Peel on the right there. And really interestingly, these guys looked at quite a lot of different fitness businesses and flew over to the US, spoke to many, many companies, and landed on Anytime due to the culture and the way that the overarching founders of the Anytime brand in the US presented the business to them and how the actual businesses felt when they went inside of them. So these guys are amazing. Jacinta's no longer in the leadership role anyway. She stepped down from board level. She does own some clubs, but she's no longer at that. But Justin and Rich are still at the ground and have actually just re-entered the business and have done for about the last year, Lisa. I think it's been like last year. Yeah, and these guys are so down to earth. I know Lisa spoke in my bio about being here for over a decade. I've been with the brand now for nearly 13 years. These guys are just awesome. This company is amazing. I really don't want to go anywhere, so I hope the webinar doesn't kick me off. No, just joking. Love the brand. It's absolutely phenomenal. And again, these guys are just fantastic. So it was born. Where did this brand was born in 2008, and I mean their first goal of opening this brand was to get their big or audacious goal was to get to 300 clubs, and they actually got to 300 clubs in the first 5 years. So absolutely smash their goal out of the park. They opened the very first club in a little town called Gunnedah. I'm sure you all are familiar where Gunnedah is, regional New South Wales. And whenever we do training, we always ask the new staff, why do you think they opened in Gunnedah? Actually, I'll ask everyone on here, you've got your chat function. Why do you think we opened in Gunnedah?
I reckon we've got a bit of feedback from the boardroom. Go back, sir.
My guess would be because if it works in Gunnedah, it'll work anywhere.
Oh my God, those very words, those very words. Absolutely. It worked in Gunnedah, and to this day, Gunnedah is still there. It's actually just relocated. So yes, it worked in Gunnedah, so it's going to work anywhere. And to be fair, when they went to the US, the brand was actually only in regional towns. It's only later on did they expand into metro. And here in Australia now, we have currently 560 clubs open. I might be
592.
92.
592.
When did those 30 clubs open that I wasn't sure about? We're actually in a massive growth phase. Keeping up with our opening clubs is proving quite difficult by the sounds of things, isn't it, Lisa? But we are smashing goals, and we have in the last year, that has been our strategy to open and expand Australia and make sure that we have a club on every corner in every town, which is another reason why I love this brand so much. It is, I've been in fitness for a long time, as you would have heard in my bio, and I started in really big box clubs. And what I really enjoy about this brand is when we got to big box clubs, we lost that community feel. You'd have 6,500 members in a gym facility, and you would only know like a very small percentage of them. In our clubs, we really thrive on community and knowing who our members are. So that's really what I really enjoy about this brand. And I have a funny feeling that Lisa's about to say something as well. So I'm going to throw to her.
No, sorry, just to let you know, we're actually sitting in a room together. But I was going to say that we're at 592 clubs. We'll get to 600 clubs by September. Which is a massive milestone. The business has only been around for 17 years. And so to think that they wanted 300 clubs in 15 years, they'll have 600 clubs in 17 years. So operationally, we have to be absolutely on point in every aspect of the business to actually get to facilitate this growth. And by the way, at 600, we're not stopping there either. So we have about another 40 clubs planned to open this year. So we will continue this growth trajectory. But that's where operations comes so to the forefront of the success of this business. And why we thought today would be perfect opportunity to share some insights. With ops, it takes a lot of dedication, and that's where Rach really comes into play here. I do want to point out that there are many other areas in the business as well that are fundamental in operational excellence. However, we're just going to talk about a few key elements today. So I'll pass back to you, Rach.
Thank you. And talking about that, we'll get straight into exactly the key things that we would like to talk today. As Lisa said, there's many, as you all know, there's many parts to operational excellence. The ones that we wanted to speak to today, the first one is around training and development. Now, since I was in training and development for quite many years, of course, that would be one of the pillars I'd like to speak about. It really is, and what it says on the screen here is true, right? Equipping every person in a network to deliver the brand promise with confidence and consistency. And I mean, at the end of the day, if people don't know what they're doing, your business is never going to be a success. So we've invested quite heavily in the last 6 years on really growing our training and development department and the things that we use within training and development. So prior to COVID, we didn't have a learning management system. We actually did everything face-to-face and used some of the tools that we had. We're a little bit governed by our US franchisor with some of the things that we're able to use. So when COVID hit, of course, it changed the landscape for everybody, and it did so for us as well. So we had to find new ways, new mediums to reach our people. So that started us on implementing a proper learning management system. So in the e-learning space, we've grown a lot in the last 4 years, being able to shape that and build some frameworks out for each part of the business has been really key for us to keep driving growth in our network. And more than anything, it's really understanding, I think, who our customer is, and not, I don't mean our customer by our members. As far as training and development goes, who's our customer? The franchisees, our customer, our internal staff at support office are our customers, and so are the staff within our network. So making sure that we're building out capability frameworks that meet all of those customers, and making sure that everything that we teach them hits the ground, and where the rubber meets the road, that we're really making sure we have an impact. Because as being a franchise, we all know that people's time is very limited, and people really only want to turn up to something that they value. So again, we've worked super duper hard on making sure that anything that we do face to face now, that they're turning up and really getting value after they leave those sessions. So a lot of work's been done in that space. Attribute that to definitely being operationally excellent, of course. And then our second part, sorry, I've just dropped everyone off the screen. Lisa, can you? All good. I just can't see anything anymore. It's fine. And then the second one we'd like to speak to today is around compliance and standards. So again, this is another area that we've been working very, very hard on as a support office team to make sure that we bring our brand standards up, because at the end of the day, our main objective is to make sure that our members are having a phenomenal experience within our brand. And we can't do that if we're all not singing to the same hymn sheet and our clubs all don't look and feel the same. So we'll speak a little bit more about that as we work our way through. And then the last one is our supplier and partner ecosystem. So that encompasses our preferred suppliers. We talk about our digital ecosystem, so some of the tools that we use, and also anyone else that we're bringing into the business to help our network be successful. I've already spoken a little bit about the training piece, but I'll elaborate. So definitely in the last, actually year ago, I reached out to, we've been working with Franchise Relationship Institute and asked, who does a really great new franchise training? And the answer I got back wasn't what I was expecting. I thought I'd get some really hot tips, but I got told that we franchise, as a general rule of thumb, don't actually do it very well. So it sent me on a quest to try and find out how can we do this better. So the other thing to note with this brand as well is we are growing exponentially from our internal franchisees, but we also are having franchisees purchase existing clubs. So most of the new owners that we're getting into our business are purchasing existing clubs. Our existing owners are purchasing territories, meaning that they'll build new clubs. So very, very rarely do we have a new person enter our system, but we wanted to make sure that anyone who's purchasing an existing club now has the skill and the capability to get into that club and really make that club sing and be completely profitable. So new franchise training was my thing of let's redo this, let's try and make it so it's a really practical experience, and let's hold their hand for a period of time. So new franchise training turned into a 3-day face-to-face with some pre-work in our e-learning system prior to that. And then after that, we would get our performance coaches. So we have we call the performance coaches our business consultants. They get into a club, they hold their hand for a day, show them what processes look like, and then we have this really structured 12-month onboarding phase where they get touch points every 6 weeks, and then it just moves its way to a normal cadence after 2 years. So we're really trying to stay as close as we can to our new owners coming into our business, because we want them to be as successful as our existing franchisees. And I can tell you, our existing franchisees are very, very successful. Some of our franchisees have upwards of 20 clubs, and some of them will be growing even further than that. So we have a lot of owners in our business now that are multi-site operators. And it's really interesting, actually. I was having a chat with Lisa, who's on the call with us today. Lisa from my support office, who's with me here, Lisa, what was you came from hospitality?
Yes.
And Lisa's actually, you tell everyone what your mind's blown about how many sites people have.
Yeah, I think I came from fast food industry and franchise network, and a multi-site franchisee would possibly have like 3 to 5 outlets. But really, we were very focused on bringing new people into the business, new franchisees. So coming into this network, I found it absolutely extraordinary how a multi-site franchise partner isn't maximum at 3, that it actually has grown to be people have, as you were saying, 10, 15, 20 clubs across the country, either in one state or across multiple states. And it just gave me such great confidence about the model that has been created here. And we would be considered, in comparison to the fast food industry, a low-touch model in franchising. The staffing is much more streamlined, and it's a much more streamlined business. But really quite incredible how operationally people can really grow their personal businesses within this network.
Yeah, and it's really nice to get that perspective because I've been in it for such a long time. It's just the norm for me. And Lisa's like, what do you mean people have 20 clubs? Don't understand. Really good to know that our in-house owners are growing and looking to grow, wanting to grow. I think one of the problems we face at the moment, or call it a problem, call it an opportunity, call it whatever we like, is they don't have any more space to go into. So we're definitely growing, and we have taken up, like I said, all those corners in Australia, and they'd like to grow more clubs. Maybe they can go, I don't know, into Darwin or something. So we've got clubs in the Northern Territory. Plenty. There is. Lisa's got a hand up.
Yeah, you saw my hand. That's great. We have a question on the chat just saying, what is the entry point?
Give me a bit more context.
Entry point.
I would say, go Anthony, I can see you've unmuted. Go for it.
Oh, yeah. So really curious that you've got like 20 multi-site owners, right? So my question was, coming from the hospitality space in hotels, what's the entry to buy one? Is that why you're able to do it, the 20?
Yeah. Look, back in the early days, so back in 2008 to 2014, there was, a phenomenal growth. I mean, they hit 300 clubs in the first, 5 years?
Yep.
And so the buy-in cost back then was relatively low, like you're talking a few $100,000. It has now definitely escalated past that. You're looking at about $650 plus. But the setup is, the lease, on top of that, there's leasing of equipment, and depending on the size will depend on what requirements are needed to actually set it up for a gym. I only know some top line kind of stuff, but yeah, you're looking, but then again, a club can be a $2 million club. Mm-hmm. We've had refurbishments, or we call them refreshes. I think the recent refresh in the Manly Club in New South Wales, that was a $1.5 million refresh because they took over extra space. So as much as a buy-in, I can say $650, but you really are, it escalates from there depending on size.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Amazing. So I don't think we've said, we've got 218 franchisees, and I would say probably more than half of them now are multi-site owners. I think that's 70%, I would say.
Yeah.
So, I was talking, the number 20 was more around the clubs, the locations that they had as well. So training, back to training. We want to make sure that our owners feel really successful, and we do other things like webinars. We get industry experts in. We pull on our preferred partners, so even like insurance companies, we want to make sure that they're given as much opportunity as possible to upskill themselves and educate themselves. Now, because we are a more mature business now, the needs of our franchisees are changing as well. So that keeps us on our toes for sure, and to making sure that we're meeting them where they're at. As you can see, there's a picture here. The picture here comes from the face-to-face training that we do with Network. So we travel around Australia and we deliver we call it our vitals training, so fundamental training around sales and retention. And we also do some people leadership pieces as well. So we get a really good turnout. The industry does have quite a high turnover of staff in club. Fitness industry always has. It's just one of those things. I don't know if any industry does not have high turnover, to be honest.
Especially when you're dealing with the teens and 20s.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm sure everyone on this call is experienced things with recruiting and holding on to team. Okay, so one of the things we popped up here, so when we did introduce our learning management system, we popped in initial certification programs, and we're working at the moment, which is really exciting. We've got a wonderful instructional designer on the team, and he is building out some beautiful content that we're going to look to, using our digital space and our tech space, getting some digital certificates that reaches competencies that reach across all industries. So anyone that starts with us now, almost like, I actually always think about McDonald's, right? Because we know you get someone from McDonald's, they're going to be really good trained, they're going to be well trained. We're trying to build that into our business, where if they come with a certificate, they've got like this digital certificate that will transfer across into any space. So we're really, really excited about what's happening in that space. I've already spoken about the ongoing skills development, so everyone gets that. They get the opportunity. We've actually just rolled out, as far as communications, we work with WorkVivo. So we do a lot of online sort of webinar snippets that people can attend. So people can drop in and drop out as they feel the need to as well. The leadership development piece, this is a space, I don't know, I have been here for a long time, but every company I've worked for previously, I don't think many companies do this really well. We're working hard to build this out. And I could be wrong, Lisa, I don't know. Have you been in like a lot of leadership development in all the companies that you've worked in?
It really does vary.
It does vary, doesn't it? And that's my experience too. So I think this is a space that it can very easily be left behind because everything else is really urgent, but it's a space that we want to make time for, because we know if we don't grow the leaders in the business, we lose them. Yeah, there's nothing worse than having someone stay that hasn't been trained well. And our performance coaching. So our performance coaches, we currently have 7 of those across Australia. So after COVID, that gave us an opportunity to pop our performance coaches into the states. So they were on the ground in those states, which makes sense. We previously were all in our support office in Lane Cove in New South Wales, and we would travel out to the states to meet all of our franchisees and visit their clubs. So our performance coaches have massive amounts of development. Before they touch our network, they have about 12 weeks of onboarding, and we also get them into network as well so they can touch and feel it. And yes?
Sorry, the reason the microphone's over here, so hence I keep moving back. It's important to note here, like seven performance coaches for a network of 600 is actually a really small number in comparison to other networks that I've worked in. And so that's where we really do rely on, creating online content, webinars and things like that to really accentuate that learning, those educational possibilities. The performance coaches are absolutely incredible, but they, in some networks, it's a requirement where business coaches need to visit their territory stores or clubs or outlets, once every 2 weeks. We've actually got we don't have such an intense personal touch on that case. Yeah. And that's where it really, that online development really is where we do a lot of training.
Yeah, absolutely. And those performance coaches, not only they have about anywhere up to about 40 owners and about 100 clubs each. So they do have, yes, that definitely speaks to our low touch model. low touch in the sense of we still get to our owners every 12 weeks and they all get business reviews every 12 weeks. So my team are busy. They are very busy. We need to make sure they are completely trained, of course. And then here, the knowledge retention strategy. So, yeah, definitely growing everyone and making sure that we're giving them enough value that they're getting developed as inside the clubs in network as well as the owners that are in our network too. This also speaks to the people in support office. So one thing the company does amazing job of is we've all got our own individual development plans, and anyone looking to grow, as I have throughout the business in time, they give you the opportunity to do that. And they also send you on to training sessions. And I know there's been, again, companies that I've worked for previously, that's really limited and you're sort of limited by growth. So that doesn't happen here, which is probably why we have a really good retention of staff in support office as well. Yeah. And this is my go-to. You can't deliver what you haven't learned and you won't retain what you don't practice. So a picture that you can see here is of my last new franchise training, and you might be thinking, oh, that's a bit weird. They're building Lego. So we get them to build a club out based on our brand standards. So when our clubs are built, we have what we call brandatories, and they have a certain amount of brandatories on the outside and a certain amount on the inside, and they need to place where all those brandatories are and with minimum spec.
What is the branded?
Oh, brandatory. So I'll tell you what a brandatory is.
It's a made-up word.
Yeah, I made it up right then and there. So I'm going to have to make up the answer. No, just kidding. So we have things that have to go into clubs. So elements that have to go into clubs. So a brandatory would be, if you've ever seen one of our clubs out the front, you may have noticed a purple box surrounding a purple light box surrounding the front door. That's one brandatory.
So it's like mandatory brand elements.
Definitely mandatory brands. That way we deliver the same experience for all of our people. And when they refresh, they move into the new brandatories, a new look and feel. So thank you for we get stuck in our own little lingo land, don't we?
I'm just going to pause here and see if there are any questions. Anything from you, Baxter?
Not for me.
Right, Lisa, cool.
Nothing
Okay,
in the
we
chat,
will-
but this is awesome. I'm loving that new word,
brandatory.
brandatory. We've written that down.
It is a new word. Oh my goodness! I've got to take. I'll clock that one, and I'll make sure when I'm speaking to people outside of our brand that it's not a word that everyone knows. Okay, thank you. It's like the acronyms when new people start. They're like, huh? What are you talking about? Yeah.
It's great. It's really good. Keep going. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. And here I just thought I'd pop a picture up. Something I love. I love our franchise. I love our networks. This is a picture of our conference in South Australia 2 years ago. 2 years ago, and it's all about them, right? Everything we do has to be customer focused, and franchisees are our customers, so are our members. So everything that we do has to meet them. That is, and I love this picture because it's everyone coming together. It doesn't look like a lot of people either like that, but we're a big network.
Yeah.
And that's not all the network. That's just owners that are in this room, and they've brought a few staff with them as well. So that was an amazing conference. Who doesn't love a good old cheeky conference? Actually, we've got one coming up in like 58 days, actually, as we speak. Okay, so that brings us to pillar number 2, compliance. And again, everyone on this call, I have no doubt that compliance is a hot topic for most companies. We really, like I said, we've been really driving this space in the last few years, making sure that we set the standards. We really do want to protect our brand. We want to make sure that the members have the best experience possible. And the only way we can do that is by going in and checking to make sure that our clubs are compliant and they're meeting our brand standards, and also safety. Safety is another big one. As you can imagine, people that are, they're working out pretty hard, and we have a really, really good safety protocol when it comes to what's available for people in the clubs in case something happens. And we've actually, even Lisa, like recently, we had something happen outside of one of the clubs in New South Wales. Someone did have a heart attack on the side of the road, and our team saw and ran out with the defib. So we're heightened to know that those things can happen in our facilities, and we have popped everything in place. And these are things that are checked every time someone from support office enters one of the clubs. We make sure we have a board, a safety board. There's a defib on the board. There's an emergency phone on the board. We also have lanyards that have got the push buttons in case there's an emergency. We have safety buttons in the toilets. We have quite a few things going on. We have 24/7 CCTV that our company can. I'm not sure. They can log in and they can check if someone hits anything. So yeah, really, really heightened awareness around that. We always check everything. DFIB's in, DFIB pads are in date. The emergency phone is working. I know everyone carries mobile phones now, but we just want to make sure, and thank goodness that nothing has happened that we haven't been able to deal with at club level. And DFIBs have actually saved quite a few lives over the years as well. So we're very happy that they have been doing the right things and the right checks and had everything in date, so they work like that. So that's part of compliance, but not really. It's not all of it. You can see here the elements of definitely all of our system standards. So that's something it always gets me with franchising. When people come into franchising and we teach them all the systems and the processes, so they purchase to come into franchising, but then they don't want to do the systems and the processes. So I always get really confused by that. So are our systems standardized? Because they're built for a reason, and that reason is to meet member experience. So yeah, I could just harp on that about all day, but I won't.
We can all have
Yeah, probably. Probably more so, right? Because ours is not food, and like you were saying, in the food industry, it's a lot more. Yeah,
we're all about systems.
Yeah, we're all about systems, getting it done. So we do audits, and we make sure hygiene is absolutely paramount. I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but since COVID, hygiene has been like the number one opportunity for our business. It just, everyone is so heightened now around cleanliness. So it is absolutely on our radar as well. And you can see underneath there, it says member safety and trust. So that is what I was speaking to you before around members that go into our gyms should feel confident that they are in a safe environment and that they trust in us, their safety at the same time. So the compliance framework. Now we're getting into really sexy stuff. So brand standards we've already spoken about. That's making sure that our clubs look and feel the right way. They're meeting the expectations of the brand guidelines. They're executing all of their marketing in line with brand standards. What else? What else in brand standards? What am I missing?
Oh, look, I mean, there's every component. But with communicating brand standards, obviously we reiterate them through all training touch points. They're also available on a dashboard. So we've got a dashboard that's available for the entire network. Those brand standards or components of different brand standards are updated regularly. We were using Workplace to communicate as a chat function. That, as everybody would know, actually ceases to exist at the end of this month, and we've launched WorkVivo in its place. So it's really important that we have multiple touch points with the network so that we can ensure that they are updated and have opportunity to know what's going on from a brand perspective.
Yeah,
marketing is a huge one as well.
Marketing is a huge one, and that actually takes me into exactly what our backgrounds are looking like at the moment. We don't think we're God with the rays out of the top of our head. This is our Fitforia marketing campaign that we've recently launched, and if anyone's been into some train stations and some capital cities, ferries, trams, we've launched this campaign across Australia, and maybe you've seen a little bit. I know Baxter, Baxter, come on, you need to share what you shared with us before everyone came online, please.
I was just saying that in my commute every morning at Parliament Station up the escalators, Fitforia was all the way up, and it encouraged me to do at least one set of stairs every morning. Look at that.
We love that. We love that. And the Fitforia, what that means is it's how you feel in the workout. So, you know, when you're working out really, really hard, and then all of a sudden you get this rush of adrenaline, call it whatever you want. It's that Fitforia that we want our members to feel, so they feel successful when they leave after their workout. So I love that. All right, so safety protocols I've already spoken about. I'll keep moving on. The other thing that's been heightened, and everyone would be exactly the same because the laws have changed, is our data privacy and our security. So we've been through, again, the last 2 years has been like, honestly, there's been so many changes with laws and all the rest of it. But this is one that we've been working super hard on, and our head of IT is completely across. I don't know about you guys, but I've got to multi-factor authenticate nearly every 10 minutes. So I think our data is safe. I would like to think so anyway. Financial controls, absolutely. From a performance point of view, that is something that we really look at from an expenses point of view as well. So collecting all that data from our franchisees, and that's where the value comes in from a franchise, right? Sharing best practice, and getting us as a big network to be able to negotiate some really good rates and have these financial pieces giving out to our owners as well. And then the last one here you've got is quality assurance. So making sure that we are completely across all those quality pieces. Now, don't get me wrong, we have clubs that are a little bit under the weather and that need to be refreshed. And I'm sure you all understand what I mean from some of your businesses that are great and some of them are not so great, but we're working really hard to bring those people along on the journey as well. Yeah.
So last year, just on refreshes and that quality piece, obviously with any network, it's like painting the harbour bridge. Once you've finished refreshing the network, you've got to go back and start again. That's exactly what we're doing. Last year alone, our team did 100 refreshes across the country. With a network of, at the time, 560 clubs, it's a continuous, everything is continuous. It never ends.
It never ends. That's a great analogy, actually, the Harbour Bridge. I like that. Can I just ask, can you put your hand up? Is anyone on here one of our members? Oh, okay. That's sad. Oh, we've got one. Laura, can you come off mute for a second?
Hello.
Hello. Our COO is just joined. Oh, he's been here the whole time, but he's just come on camera. Laura, what club do you go to?
I used to go to Moonee Ponds, which was really great, but I've actually just changed to Broadmeadows because after their refurb, the club's amazing. I like the barbell racks. Yeah, Broadmeadows is my new favourite. I actually drive an extra 10 minutes to go there because the staff there are great too. But I've got to say, the manager of Moonee Ponds is unreal. She is like, her service, unreal.
Sure. Lisa's got a pen. I'm getting to write this down. We'll share that with her. Thank you so much. That is so good to hear.
No, thank you. My experience with your gyms is actually, it's been amazing. I've been a member for like 3 years now and I love it. I go 4 times a week. Yeah, I couldn't say a bad word.
That's amazing. Mic drop. We're done. Yeah. No, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing. We will definitely pass it on because it's one thing that I know, in every business, that our staff don't get enough recognition. I never hear it. We think it, but we don't really say it often. So, Laura, really love that. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then the last for the compliance piece, it isn't a checklist for us. It really is a commitment to quality. And I know Jason came on before, but he's gone again. So I'm not sure if he was going to say something or did he come on to say he was a member?
I think he came on to say he was a member.
Okay. All right. So last but not least is pillar 3, and that's our partners. So who are our partners? It is everything we've already really spoken about. Our partners are our franchisees. They are definitely our partners in this whole thing. Without them, we don't have a business. Our preferred suppliers, all of the platforms and systems that we use, the companies that we work with, and our benefits platform as well. So let me talk a little bit more about those. We have equipment suppliers. We have some phenomenal equipment suppliers. We actually have the 3 best brands in the world: Life Fitness, Precor, and Matrix. They are actually measured as the 3 best brands, and that is another reason why our clubs should be excellent in the way they look and feel. The other thing that not many people know about us is that when our gyms are designed, that there is what we call member circulation. So we design our gyms in a way that allows every single member, regardless of their workout, to have the same experience. So every touch point within the gym is measured in that experience piece from a member. So the equipment suppliers have a lot to do with that with us, and we work very closely with them to make that happen. And our technology partners. So we're currently we've just launched, and we're a little bit late to the party with this, but we've just launched our digital access. So Laura's probably using the digital access. I reckon she's using the digital access. Again, we're governed a little bit by the US with the systems that the US roll out. But what are you going to interrupt me for a second?
Yes, I am, because you know what digital access is. So what this means is that we've moved from a key fob, or we are transitioning from using a key fob to actually digital access from your phone. So so you don't have to take your keys with you.
There I go again, talking internally.
That's what I'm here for.
Lovely. So working with all those technology partners, and we're like every other business, we're exploring AI and how that affects us at ground level, how that can help us from a support office point of view. I don't know if anyone on the call here has had to play with Copilot, but I did a Copilot check yesterday of how many emails I received last week. Very interesting.
I'm not even going to do that.
Don't do it. 648.
Right.
Okay, moving on. Service providers. So again, the people that we have working with us and absolutely with us. So who are the services that we use? We use so many different. I'm going to move past it because I could talk all day about it. Learning and development partners. So we are absolutely 100% starting to partner with more of our internal network that want to grow in different businesses. So they're bringing other things to us that we're open to exploring to make our network even more successful. So whether that be like an external coach on top of the performance coaches that we already have, whether that be external management of running our gym. So someone, maybe an owner's a little bit, wants to step away a little bit, but wants someone else to manage it. We're open to all of that as well. We've recently just partnered with quite a few of our internal network franchisees that have wanted to grow in that space too. So it's a bit of a watch this space for that for us. And then we have our member benefit partners. So Laura on the call here, I don't even know if Laura knows, but I'm going to show her in just a second. I hope she does. These are our 3 fitness people. We've already spoken about that. We have Purple Perks. So as many companies do, we have our member benefits portal. How many benefits? I always get it wrong.
Okay, so with Purple Perks, basically within the app, you can access these discounts once you're an Anytime Fitness member. We've got about 20 different partners, probably more now actually, because I think, they've got 30 different partners where they offer discounts to our members. So it's quite an extraordinary program just on its own. So anything from Reebok, LSKD, Koala, there's travel, there's home, there's gym, and then there's everyday. So we've even partnered with Coles and Woolies and things like that, so that you've got your everyday perks and then you've got your more indulgent special perks.
And I can say, I've used it. I don't normally use my perks with the companies. We've all got different perks with different companies, don't we? But I jumped on and got about 3 pairs of Reeboks. I love that. Love a bit of old school 1980s, bring it back. And then our most recent exciting partner, and we're the first fitness company to partner with Apple Fitness. So very exciting. All of our Apple users have access now to Apple Fitness Plus on their devices that they can use in and out of the gym at any time. So as long as they have an active membership with us, they will have access to Apple Fitness Plus.
Just came up. I love how it just came up. I'm gathering it's from Laura. So with Apple Fitness and this, whether it's Live Fitness Matrix, Purple Perks partners, or Apple Fitness, all of them align with our values and in providing our members with benefits that, really align with our operational excellence. And I think Apple is one of those global brands where to be able to partner with them was just, or for them to actually partner with us as well. I should say, let's call it collaborate. We collaborated. It really is a sign of the strength of our brand as well, because Apple is one of the largest brands in the world, and such a great partnership and benefit to our members who are Apple users, because you get free Apple Fitness Plus. So that just launched earlier this year in June. So we wanted to talk about partners just because, like, when you look at the equipment partners and people like those businesses that help us operationally day to day, the way that's set up is that we have mandatory suppliers, preferred suppliers. So our franchise partners, or franchisees, sorry, we call them here, our franchisees do have options on which brands they actually use within their gym. However, all of those brands meet our standards, which is really important to say.
Yeah, it's important. And the other thing to note here, just on the Apple Fitness Plus piece, is this is offered all over the world. To all.
No. So it was launched in the US.
Yep. Go.
It was launched in the US and then launched in Australia. So you can use that. US and Australia can use it anywhere in the world.
We can use it. I'm pretty sure there's another couple of countries. Doesn't matter. But I think to note there is that Apple Fitness Plus reached out to the US and then to Australia because we have the most amount of clubs, and across the world we have around over 6,000 clubs now. So one membership, access to all of these clubs across the world, which is fabulous. And if you are going to be travelling through the international airport, at some point you may even see a cheeky club pop up in there as well.
In a couple of months.
This is what finishes us off here today. The right partnerships amplify our impact and complement our standards. I think that is. Oh, actually, I've got a couple more things. Oh, this is the last slide. Sorry, last slide. So, yeah, the measurements that we've got for this training, we have absolutely some great stats around finishing training. So 70% course completion, which is very high. With Pillar 2, when we go out, we audit, club check, compliance piece, we wanted it over 80% compliance, and then 100% of our partners are exactly what Lisa said, that they're meeting everything that we request of them and that they are all completely aligned with the brand. Now this is my last slide. Excellent is not perfection, it's consistency, and you guys can read the absolute rest on there. And I'm going to wrap this up we're a minute over. So that's us. We want to know, does anyone have any questions for us?
Come on, there's got to be some questions out there. It was such a great presentation. You two are so funny.
We're just like arguing with each other. It's great. Healthy argument is fabulous. You know, there's trust here. There's complete trust here. Yeah.
We enjoy what we do. It's wonderful.
I love my job.
Yeah.
Anyone got any questions? Unmute yourselves, ask a question of the ladies. I've got one in the meantime.
Yeah, go on.
What do you think? What is your biggest challenge in ops, do you reckon, with the size that obviously your company's doing amazing things, it's growing hand over fist, but what do you think your biggest challenge is?
Really good question. Lisa, do you have an answer that's popping into mind?
Look, I think in any network, it's brand consistency and experience consistency from a member perspective. Look, I think that, and the touch points for a member are so vast. Like that goes from our website to our app to in-club experience to then members then going to a different club and having a different experience. So really, I think with any franchise, it's going to be consistency. Whilst we feel we're in a really good space, there is always room for improvement.
There's so much room for improvement.
So it's a really, I don't think there's any one standout thing. I think really,
there's
your music. That's been your time to think.
Yeah. That's why I thought I'd throw to you. I think one of the biggest opportunities we have now, and I think it's for fitness industry itself, and it always has been really, but it's so much more in the forefront now, is retention of our members. How do we keep our members longer? How do we keep our members active? Because our overall goal is to make healthy happen for Australians. That is really our overarching goal. I know that sounds a bit like, ooh, but that is really, we are here. Our app is available for every Australian to download and utilise for free, because we want that. We want that to happen. If you're not a member of our clubs, you still have access to fitness.
Just on that note of, really trying to get people to move more and be active. A couple of weeks ago, we partnered with Global Wellness Institute to release the Australian Wellness Economy report. If anyone's interested, I'm happy to send you the link to download it. That report looked at the wellness economy in Australia. Now, that's anything from the construction industry, where you're building buildings with the mindset of some kind of health and wellness initiative within the building, through to obviously fitness, indoor, outdoor activities, through to, what else is there? Spas and all the things that I've just had mental blank out there. Yeah. And we have such a booming economy. Absolutely, it's billions and billions of dollars. And yet the statistics of people being overweight and obese in this country are still absolutely staggering. something like 66% of people in Australia are still overweight or obese. So there's this contradiction of we spend all this money and yet we still there's so much work to be done, so much more inspiration to be shared just to get people moving and excited. And so I look at this brand and I look at our partners and, you know, really trying to give an all-round experience, not just going to the gym to do your own workout. It really is trying to be more inspirational, more inclusive. And I don't think that will ever end. I think we will continuously have to push the boundaries.
Yeah. And we're aiming to tell them about the member numbers. Don't tell them.
Oh, okay.
Can we?
Do you know? Yeah. Last week we had we do a sale twice a year. Last week, in one day, we signed up just over 16,000 people to gym membership. So, which is the biggest on record, and we're really, really obviously thrilled with it. And that has taken our full membership numbers to over.
Don't, you know, I'm going to get it wrong. It's massive, over 700 and something thousand.
Over 720,000.
I thought it was close. And we're really trying to get to a million people moving. Yeah. That's our goal. We're trying to get to a million people moving, which is, we'll get there. We know we will.
We really went off piece there.
Yeah. We just
for everyone.
We just went on our own trajectory.
Anyone else have a question?
Well, I think with you two at the helm, anything's possible, I think. Does anyone else have any questions out there for these lovely ladies before we finish up today? Say now, hold your peace.
Online? Do you have a question?
Yeah, has our COO got a question for us? Apart from you two are lunatics? Oh, he's gone. We're safe. He's gone.
But really, if you want to know anything else, if you're curious, please just click us an email.
Or find us on LinkedIn.
Send me an email. Don't send Rach an email. She's got 672 updates from last week. So send me an email. I'm quite happy to answer any other questions. And if you want that report, click me an email and I'll get that out to you.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, can we just say from the head office, thank you so much for being here with us. I'm sure everyone on the call appreciates everything you've put in for today. We will send out your contact details with an email to everyone who's registered, not just the ones that are online. There were a number that have registered but couldn't be here. So we get the recording sent out to them this week, and we'll make sure your details are on there. If they want the report, they can ask you, Lisa, for that. Also want to highlight that we have, I know it seems to be very close to your conference by the sound of it, NFC, which is our National Franchising Convention coming up, and it's under 60 days now away. Early bird finishes at the end of this week. So if you want to secure the best price, jump on our website and check that out, because we'd love to have as many of our franchise family there as possible.
Yeah, Lisa, I've signed up, I've paid, I'll be there.
Amazing.
I will be the representative at Anytime Fitness because, as you said, the FCA conference is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Our conference is Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Amazing.
So majority of the team will be hunkering down, getting their presentations done, but I'll certainly be there with bells on.
Amazing. Well, I'm sure there's people on the call who can come up and say hi to you at conference as well. Mm-hmm. So thank you both very much for being here. I know everyone appreciates, and we'll see you guys on the next mentoring. Have a great week, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
See you.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Bye. Thank you, ladies.